Hello, everybody listening to the Fair Weather Podcast. Your boy 2K Suave. I'm here with Alex Rodriguez, and we are joined by a very, 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 very special guest doing a first round victory lap right now. Vic Rivera of the Boston Celtics, of Townie Sports, of the Patriots, of the Red Sox. Who else?
Of the Boston Celtics. Yeah, that's me.
What's up, man? Congrats.
Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Happy to be here. I want to say I may be one of the most appearances by any guest. I think I'm the clubhouse leader at least.
You are. You're definitely a leader of the pack.
I'm so happy to be here because the entire time I'm thinking about you guys when I'm watching it. Right, I'm thinking, okay, so what happens if if Philly matches up with Boston in the Eastern Conference Finals? What happens to A-ROD if the Knicks mess up their golf trip or something? I don't know. They're in Cancun, so who knows? But happy to be here, guys. I'm very elated.
Funny enough, one thing that us, Sixers fans and Celtics fans have in common is that we do make the playoffs. And I think that's definitely a thing. So I know it's hard for you A-ROD to understand what we're talking about right now. We're talking about
no, it's not.
We're talking about playoff basketball. We're the bus drivers in this situation. You're just a passenger in this
I'm not a passenger. I'm the guy filling up the gas for the bus, man. I'm giving y'all wins.
Cool. Thank you for your service.
Yes, much appreciated.
Trust me, I got thick skin. You can trash the Knicks all day. I'll trash them right back with you, man.
Man. All right, there's gonna be some changes.
Yeah, let's hopefully. I'm not counting my chickens before they hatch. All right, so episode 64. We're always going to get into Vic's big day yesterday. Brooklyn getting swept out of the playoffs. So we're going to dissect that. The drama going back and forth between KD and Chuck and the bus driver mentality. Kyrie and his drama that's always circling. The guy behind me who I'm doing my best imitation of over here, the Ben Simmons saga, what's going on there, and where's Brooklyn actually going to really go from here going into next season. After that, being that Vic is on here, we got to give Tatum his props. On the last show, KK was like, do you put Tatum in your top 10? Hey, Tatum's in my top 10. He's definitely in it after I watched it.
He wasn't in your top 10 originally?
Nah, not in my top 10.
That's insanity.
No, if you look at I'm not going to get into it. What we're going to try and do is we're going to write our top 10, 25 and under. So we're going to go visit that as opposed to all of the players in the league top 10.
But we did. This is kind of like a revisionist because we actually did this topic like a year ago, and I know there's a lot of people that I know Zion was like number 2 for a lot of people or number 1, and you know what I mean? So I'm very curious to see what our lists are going to look like there.
Yeah. And then lastly, we're going to touch on the NFL draft. We're going to put out mock 3 tomorrow. We're going to talk about the Deebo effect and the Baker Mayfield effect. How's that going to affect the draft coming forward? KK and I'll discuss our final mock drafts. You'll just be in there giving your insights. And then we'll do a little part where we'll see what we want our teams to draft. Like, is this actually going to happen or is it going to be this? Will Bill Belichick take another offensive player in the first round, or will he trade back for more picks? We'll just play that.
It's definitely trade picks.
And then the fun segment, I have no idea. KK is going to ask us questions. So KK,
you know how I have to keep you guys on your toes and make sure that you are you're paying attention to the teams that you support. So just keep that mentality in mind.
Okay. All right. Well, let's kick it off. Oh, happy day for me. Anytime Nets fans can be shut up, I'm the happiest man around, because I don't care what Nets fans say. New York's team is definitely the Knicks. I don't want to hear that shit. So Nets get swept out. I think everybody beginning of the season going into this post or pre the James Harden trade had the Nets as the favorites to go to the finals. And lo and behold, James Harden is like, I don't want to be here. I got to get out of here. And they send him to Philly. And I think we all said the Nets got the better end of the trade at the end of the day. But
not me.
Not even just you and Sammy. because I did not say that.
I told you the only player I was going to miss was Seth Curry, but outside of that, I was cool.
Yeah.
I never said that. I'm just saying the majority said that the Nets won this trade. They got a big man that they needed. They got more shooters, and they got Ben Simmons, who I don't even know if Ben Simmons plays basketball anymore. He's pulling his best Derrick Rose impression. He's about 5 claps away from being the all-time claps leader for the Nets on the bench. So,
but there's a difference. Derrick Rose wanted to play.
There
does not want to play basketball.
So we'll get into Ben, but I mean, there's obviously a 3-headed monster there. Ideally, it was a 2-headed monster that went down because the third head wasn't there to play.
Mm-hmm.
So KD lately has been chirping back and forth with Chuck about being the bus driver. What's your take on all of this, KK?
Vic, let me ask you.
Sure.
Durant, obviously, he's an all-time great, right?
Oh, of course.
Would you say when he was specifically when he was in Golden State, who do you think was who is the primary bus driver in Golden State?
Oh, Steph's team, right? That's why he left, I think, is because it was Steph's team. And he was like, if this is going to be Steph's team, I want to show people I can do it myself. And, for somebody that claps back on Twitter as much as KD does, I think he really lets that stuff bother him. And that's the reason why I think he left Golden State, was to see if he could, quote unquote, do it as the guy. I don't fault KD as much as everybody else does. The defense from the Celtics was all time this series.
It was.
And even with that, he was still putting up 28 a game, right? I mean, even the game where he went like 2 for 30 or whatever it was, he still put up 28 points going to the line. So now the thing that really bugged him was the turnovers, right? He looked lost out there. And that was a scary thing. I don't think he's reached his decline yet, but he's getting close, unfortunately.
Would you say that was it more the physicality of the series, or was it the mental? Because a lot of those turnovers, like him getting just the ball poked out of his hands, I've never seen KD play like that before. So
no, me neither. I mean, he looked like Jaylen Brown holding the ball. I mean, I was impressed. I think it was a little bit mental. I think he got in his own head after game 1 a little bit, but also the defense and the physicality was stifling. I don't think he's seen anything like that in the playoffs where he's the central focus and a team can actually do it, right? I'm sure everybody tries, but
nobody can switch like you guys were able to switch.
Right.
I mean, literally 1 through 5, you could switch everything. I was watching. I remember. I think it was game 1 or game 2. I was watching, and I was like, "Oh my god, they can literally switch every single position." Especially when your big man came back, I was like, "Damn, this."
Rob Williams, I mean, you really saw the difference when he came back too defensively. But the biggest thing in this series was the matchup worked out, and it's so much in the Celtics' favor because of the wings, like you said, and the ability to switch everything. The Nets don't have wings on their team, right? They had Joe Harris; he's out hurt, and they don't have the personnel to match up with the Celtics on offense, let alone on the defensive end. So everything that they had, everything Tatum had, was a mismatch. Yeah. Either if it wasn't Durant on him, he had the mismatch. He was being guarded by Blake Griffin.
Do you remember? And I want to get into Steve Nash shortly, but do you remember the lineup that they had where they had 3 point guards on the floor?
Yeah, it was
Kyrie, Dragic, and Patty Mills.
Seth Curry. It was Seth Curry.
Okay,
and I think there was one where Patty Mills came in too and spelled Curry for a little bit. But honestly, they were doing great offensively. The issue was they were not able to stop them on the defensive end, and the Celtics do get a lot of credit for shutting down KD, but they still gave up a lot of points in that series. And so far in the playoffs are in the middle of the pack when it comes to net rating, or defensive rating. So I think it was the offense just as much as the defense here for the Celtics that put them over the top. But man, I've never seen KD get rattled like that before. That was something new.
Hey, Rob, what do you think about all that?
I mean, you guys took the words out of my mouth. I've never seen KD play like that. Even when he has a bad game, it's still a semi-good game at that. And I think game one was like his worst game, right? He had like 15 points or 11
Yeah,
points.
game one was bad.
That's where
Yeah.
that's where I was like, yo, this is uncharacteristic of Kevin Durant to be like this in a game. And I mean, I watched that series religiously just so I could rile Sammy and Vic up during the whole time. I was texting the entire.
I just ignore. I put the text on silent, and I ignored that.
I do the same. And look, if I'm watching a game, there's zero reason for you to text me during the game because it's going to be on Do Not Disturb. It's going to be face down unless I want to live tweet about it, which is rare when I'm watching my team. So.
Yeah, regular season. Yeah, but
yeah.
I like to poke the bear, man. Don't worry. I have my superstitions when the Knicks are playoffs, and I'm very not superstitious when that happens. So because it doesn't happen much. But anyways, I watched that series and I got a newborn. Like I always liked Jayson Tatum, but I got more respect in that game because he played both ends of the courts on defense and he played on offense very well. And Jaylen Brown was doing everything. And Marcus Smart, you won Defensive Player of the Year for a reason. That dude was all over the place like a dog, man. And even the role players that came in and checked in. Al Horford was making some good passes, and Al Horford's
been great.
Listen, I'm gonna just say I have to make an apology to Al Horford. We made him look bad when he got to Philly. I thought he was the most old and washed up. I'm like, why is he still on an NBA roster? And then OKC didn't even want to play him. He comes back to his lovely home of Boston, and he's like back to just 25 years old. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is funny. Would you guys remember Al Horford as a Celtic or as a Hawk?
As a Hawk, I remember as a Hawk because he got that shitty team to the top seed, and I was like, how?
I know.
Maybe
it's because I'm a Celtics fan, but I will always remember Al Horford as a Celtic. He's a Celtic.
You should remember him as a Celtic. I still remember Jimmy Butler as a Sixer. He's only there for a cup
you guys
of
think
coffee.
we should have zagged. You guys think we should have zagged there. But to go back to the series, or to your point about A-ROD, about Tatum defensively, you see the difference when your star buys in on defense because the inverse is happening in Utah, where Donovan Mitchell is just nowhere to be seen on defense, and the team follows that same mentality. So it was so important for Tatum to buy in this series and realize that his impact, yes, he's going to score the points, but his impact needed to be on the defensive end against Kevin Durant.
Yeah. I mean, for me, that's what I was going to ask because. We've seen KD over the last 15 years. He's obviously fantastic. And, and when he was at OKC, he was young and they had to deal with that Miami team. That was a tall task, especially when James Harden's at the strip club the night before and of the game, probably. And then, he lost a 3-1 lead to Golden State, but he was clearly the guy that was driving that OKC bus, right? And he failed there. So the reason why I asked you about the Golden State was when he was specifically there, does it mean if you're the bus driver, does that mean you're the best player on the team? Because honestly, who would you say is a better overall player, Kevin Durant or Steph Curry?
Better. Dude, that's tough.
That's tough. Yeah.
Are we talking all time? Or are we talking
better overall player, either of all time or that time that they were in Golden State together?
It's crazy because Steph Curry changed the game, right?
Yeah.
But Kevin Durant is also the most unique, probably the best scorer of our lifetime.
Correct.
Definitely the best scorer of our lifetime, but maybe one of the best ever. I'm not trying to sleep on Kareem, but the way Kevin Durant can shoot, can dribble typically, and can get to the rim, and his size and his release is just impressive. I mean, I don't know, guys. The thing I thought was when Kevin Durant took, I think, was it 13 shots game 3?
11. Yeah.
11.
Yes.
11.
Yeah.
11 shots game 3. That's when I felt confident that the series was. I know going up 3-0, I felt confident, but no, I was like, something's wrong. Something's not right here.
Well, I don't know. And so I'm trying to figure out. It's like how much of this blame can we put on him? Because he's the bus driver in Brooklyn, right? But I mean, Kyrie got to get some blame. Does Steve Nash get some blame? Does Ben Simmons get some blame? So basically, when you're the bus driver, you have to get the majority of the blame. But how much blame does he actually deserve for this series?
I mean, the blame for me is lack of defense that I saw him play in the game. I've seen KD play at least subpar defense, and guys were blowing past him. That Jayson Tatum, he should have been guarding Jayson Tatum in game one. He did that spin move on Kyrie and got around. Like, they just look lost as a unit out there playing basketball. And if anything, I've always known KD and the teams he's been on, which have only been two, or this is third, he's always been in the right spots every time. He's hitting those big shots. I remember him pulling up on LeBron in Golden State and hitting a three-pointer to seal the deal like it was nobody's business. Like, yeah, I'm coming for that. It's mine this year. Like, KD is in the right spots. KD forces turnovers. KD strikes fear in you. I wasn't scared of KD the entire time I watched that series. I was more scared of when Boston was coming down with 2 or 3 and how they're going to score. Because every time I was like, they're going to score. They're going to find a way to score on these guys because everybody on that team, and I think I said it last episode, nobody on the Nets is really worth a shit outside of KD and Kyrie. Everybody's just there to play the game.
I mean, Patty Mills had a pretty good career, and he's, you know, Gordon Dragic
not using him as much as they are. Yeah, but like they're not the same guys that they were when he was with the Spurs and Dragic was with the Suns and the Heat and wherever he was. They're not the same guys. They come to this team because they're buying in on winning and playing their role. And then when it becomes oh shit time, then we're going to bring in Dragic, and you see what he does. He makes turnovers. He creates things. Dragic should have been starting the entire time or coming first off the bench in my books.
It wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't have mattered. They just didn't have the personnel to beat this team. They didn't gel. They weren't a team. Right. And let's be honest. I mean, like you said, Kyrie just got there pretty much. Dragic has only been there for a month or so. You know, this is Seth Curry just came in from the All-Star break.
Blake Griffin started playing. Like, Blake Griffin hasn't played all year. He started playing.
A lot of this blame has to go on Kevin. I don't blame Steve Nash one bit. I mean, this is a tough team. I think he's gone, but I think he's gone because he wants to be.
I heard he might not be gone.
Yeah, they said that he's protected, but I got blame. Everybody's got blame on my books. I would blame Kevin Durant because he's obviously, it's like the quarterback. When you lose, the quarterback takes all the hit. So Kevin Durant is the quarterback in this. So Kevin Durant should be taking it, but Kevin Durant should also be, you know, you're in your 30s now, bro. You're not in your 20s.
Mid-30s at that. I mean, he's about to turn 34 this year, and for a basketball player, that's starting to, like, the miles are starting to catch up to him. So that's what I'm saying. Maybe he was just tired. He's literally had to carry this team for the majority of the year while he wasn't hurt. And I mean, and that's why, you know, I have so much love for LeBron James, because I think what he's done in his career is kind of like, it's kind of underrated actually, because for him to get to 8 straight NBA finals, even if he didn't win all 8, the amount of miles that he logged on his body to get to those 8 straight. And that 2018 game 1, he dropped 51. And then, like, to have the body to be able to do that, I mean, he did 2 All-Star teams. Like, he was literally playing year-round for 8 years. And KD, he's been hurt. Kyrie, he's been in and out the lineup. And, you know, Steph, I mean, they haven't been in the finals in a few years. And, you know, he has the ankle. Draymond has the back. Klay Thompson has had so many injuries. Like, all these people who've played a lot of finals, you can see the mileage does affect them, right? So I think KD finally just reached, like, yo, I'm tired. Like, and then that physical kind of defense match with the fact that you're tired, match with the fact that there's no cohesion with the team. And when these trades started happening, I kept saying the number one thing that's going to stop the Nets is that they don't play defense that well. And I knew at some point they were going to face the wrong team. Milwaukee wasn't last year, but they weren't at full strength. And then this year, Boston was that one team that they needed to avoid in the first round, in my opinion. Like, that was just the one that was going to give them a ton of trouble because, A, they have the people that can score, and B, defensively, they can literally. I mean, Kyrie didn't look. Kyrie had one good quarter in this whole series.
Yeah,
Like,
he wasn't.
When I saw Bruce Brown lead the team in scoring one game, I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, this isn't gonna go well. This is not gonna go well because they're not. But what I was trying to get at earlier is everybody's got something to blame. I put blame on everybody on this. I said my thing with KD, he's got to be better at that. Kyrie, I put it on him in the regular season. All you had to do was man up, be a teammate, get vaccinated, because your reasons why you don't want to get vaccinated don't make any sense to me. There could have been a lot of wins there that they could have had to put them in a better position into the playoffs if Kyrie was there and was running on all four cylinders with the team as opposed to being a professional clapper. Steve Nash, he's got the basketball IQ. He's smart. He knows everything that's going on, but he doesn't have any experience coaching. Yeah, I know he's dibbled in the front offices in Golden State and wherever else he's done it at, but he doesn't have that experience there. And then Ben Simmons is the one guy that I'm just like, he doesn't even factor into any of this because he hasn't played all year. He hasn't done anything all year. You know, I blame the media more anything, just saying like Ben Simmons could be ready to play.
That's not the media's fault. They put that out there.
That's his camp.
Yeah.
They did, but the media's going to run with it, so it's going to.
I mean, they should. I mean, he hasn't played since May of last year, and you look, and we heard
even if he comes back, what type of chemistry does that?
That's what I was going to ask. Like, Vic, do you think it would have made a difference at all if Ben Simmons was on the court? I mean, you being a Boston fan, you've obviously seen him play with the Sixers against you guys a lot. So.
I mean, are we talking about Ben Simmons coming back like right when he was traded, or Ben Simmons coming back during the series? Ben Simmons coming back.
Let's say he was able to play from game one.
Yeah, then absolutely, absolutely, he makes a difference. He is one of the guys that they were missing. I still don't think they have the horses out there to hassle the Celtics on defense too much, because the Celtics have a lot of big wings, and just throwing Ben Simmons out there definitely would help, and probably would have slowed down Tatum a little bit. This might have gone a little bit longer, but I mean, I don't think it changes the outcome at all. I don't
think Ben Simmons plays a lot of minutes if he were even to play. I bet he plays like 10 to 15 minutes
15,
a night.
15,
yeah.
He's not going to factor in that much.
And just going back to KD, this season or this playoffs was the least amount of points, rebounds, assists per game, all career playoff lows since 2009, 2010 playoffs.
Well, he was a child.
And that was his first time in the playoffs in 2009, 2010. So this is his lowest of his career averages in all four major categories. I mean, that blows my mind, honestly.
Was field goal percentage one of them?
Career. He was. This was his second lowest career field goal percentage. Okay. Second low. Where was it? Middle of the pack, pretty much, and 3-point percentage. But field goal percentage is significantly low. He averaged 38% from the field this series.
Crazy.
And it's wild because last year was one of his more efficient. I mean, it was the most highest career playoff average in points in the 2020-2021 season with 34 points per game. And he's all the way down to 26 a year after. I don't think this is him falling off of a cliff, but I think like you said, this is a team thing. This is the team didn't have enough time to gel together. I think you have to run it back with Simmons to see what you have there. I'm hearing a lot of talking heads saying that you got to get rid of Kyrie. I don't know about that. I think you run it back for at least half a season and see what happens. But here's the thing though, Kyrie is offered is going to get $250,000. $250 million this offseason.
$250.
So are you guys paying Kyrie that money?
I can't give him more than a 2-year deal. Like, I'll probably do a 1-and-1 with him for the rest of his career. Just 1 year with the opt-out, 1 year with the opt-out, and just leave it at that. Because not only does he take sabbatical, because people were saying, well, it has to do with the vaccine. Even before the vaccine thing, he takes sabbaticals. When he was with Cleveland, there was times where they say he wouldn't talk to his teammates for a month.
Heard that.
Like,
and
he would just leave. And then, Boston. Obviously, you know how that ended in Boston. He told me he was coming back, and he left.
That part doesn't bother me.
I was going to say, plus the kids, he could not lead those kids. Like the kids, whatever leadership style that he has, it's not a good style.
He's not a leader.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
He's not and that's the problem. Kyrie is not a natural born leader, but he wants to be the leader.
He wants to be.
Kevin Durant doesn't care to lead, but he's the best player on the team. So it's like a weird dichotomy.
No, you have two guys that don't want to. Yeah, exactly. Let me random question. Did you guys see that Deadspin article about the Celtics?
No.
You guys have to look it up. I can't even tell you. It's just the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. The headline is it's interesting. Isn't it interesting how the Celtics turned around after Brad Stevens and Danny Ainge left the team or something like that?
Brad Stevens still there.
Yeah, Brad Stevens is still there. Yeah, I know. He's the freaking GM. He put the whole team together. That's just I can't. I saw that article, dude, and I was fuming.
Of course you were. It's Deadspin.
So, Deadspin sucks.
It's Deadspin.
Dude, I was like, oh my god, I was so mad.
The other thing I couldn't stand about that game was the call or the commentating, and I think we were talking about it in the chat too, Vic. Like Stan Van Gundy, you're not a good coach and you're not a good commentator because everything was for the Nets. It was so annoying to hear Stan because I think he's linked to the Nets for a head coach job.
Stan Van Gundy's not a good coach. Stan Van Gundy had the Warriors before the Warriors.
He did.
Spread around. Rashard Lewis, Hedo Turkoglu, with Dwight anchoring that middle, he's a damn good coach. But
listen, there's a reason why Rashard Lewis signed $126 million at that time, which is unprecedented. How do you say that? How unprecedented?
Unprecedented.
That word, whatever. At that time, that wasn't happening, right? And that's because he was exactly what the Magic needed. They need a 6'11" guy that can shoot threes in the corner, and that was 15 years ago. And look at where we're at right now.
Rashard Lewis, the only player to take steroids and not get bigger.
I don't know, man. That commentating was so annoying to me.
That was terrible. He said that was a good call on Tatum for the 6 fouls. What the fuck?
Horrible. Yo, I would say the officiating was worse than the commentating. I was like, what the hell was that? That was horrible.
You know, Adam Silver hit up Scott Foster and was like, yo, it's game time, buddy.
Yeah.
And this was the final boss. It's like, you want to sweep Brooklyn? Here's the final boss. Beat Scott Foster. Yeah. And he did.
And that's it. And I laughed about that. I'm like, you could see in all the games that could potentially be a sweep, the whistle is swallowed so they can prevent that sweep from happening. Tatum falling out of a game, come on, bro. Like
on an inbounds at that. On an inbounds
play.
I felt like it could have gone the other way too, but to be honest with you, but don't get me started. That call pissed me off. But I just can't say enough about this turnaround of the Celtics team. Now, the only thing that worries me right now is all the hype that they're getting. They've been.
Who's coming to town.
Yeah, exactly. I'm terrified of the Bucks, but I'm not thinking about them yet. I'm thinking about all the writers on ESPN that took Brooklyn to win the series. A few of them took Brooklyn to win in 5. They should be fired.
Yeah. And, I had admittedly, and I think I mentioned this on the last show. I picked what I didn't want to happen because I'm superstitious. So I picked Brooklyn. I picked Brooklyn to win in 7. Even if I realistically thought and think that Brooklyn should win that series, I was like, there's no way this is not going 7. That's why a sweep is shocking, but not shocking at the same. It's shocking in the sense that it's the Brooklyn Nets.
Saw this coming. Nobody saw this, myself included.
It's KD and Kyrie. It's KD and Kyrie. That's why it's shocking.
It's shocking in the sense that it's the Brooklyn Nets, but then when I watched the body language of the players, it wasn't shocking anymore.
Well, game 4, yes. Game 4.
No. Game 3, by game 3, they were defeated. Like they were just going through the motions. I could just tell Yeah, they're gonna get swept. After it was 2-0, I was like, they're getting swept.
Kyrie didn't show up after game one. It was like, oh, we lost that one in tough fashion. All right, I'm not coming back.
And that's my problem with Kyrie. That's why we want to talk about blame. We were talking about blame earlier. I give a lot of this to Kyrie. I mean, I think KD did everything he could. He could have done more, but I understand the mental happens, right? But Kyrie got to take a lot of blame. Sean Marks for getting Ben Simmons, knowing that Ben Simmons was not ready to play basketball, and then they release all this. What's up?
Did he know, or did he get bamboozled?
He got bamboozled, and I don't know. Daryl Morey
knows what to do.
I don't know what to say because right now, and I said it at the time, James Harden in big situations scares me. So I can't say that we necessarily won the trade, but we didn't lose the trade. So, and because I know Ben Simmons was not going to be able to play. Every time I would see him on the sideline, I read faces and I read body language. I'm like, this guy is not playing basketball in 2022. Not happening. Yeah. He legitimately has a mental block that is causing his back to hurt. You know how stressed out you have to be? Like your anxiety has to be so high that your mental makeup is what's causing your back injury because he's not played basketball in a year. So I don't know. I don't want to say they got fleeced, but damn.
But he gave us an all-time NBA playoff meme. I mean, that picture of him on the sideline.
Oh my! Yeah, I was watching that game where he was wearing that, and I was like, "This asshole wants to stick out like a damn Oompa Loompa." Like they clearly have a dress code in Brooklyn. It's we're gonna wear black. That's what we do. Like I've been watching since they got to Brooklyn. That's always been their mantra on the sideline. It's like we're gonna wear black. We're gonna lock this whole area down like we're like bouncers. And this fool comes in some damn Skittles outfit. I'm like, what are you doing with the glasses on? And then game 4, he doesn't even show up. He don't even show up for the game that gets you guys sent home. He literally tweeted 2 years ago, watching my guys get swept or whatever it was. I never want to see that again. And he literally didn't show up.
Denzel said it the best. The loudest one in the room is the weakest one in the room, man.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Like I was a Ben Simmons fan, but the way he's been dragging this along, and I was like, yo, if there's a mental issue, trust me, I'm a big advocate for mental health. Like I'm all for that. I understand
it is a mental issue, but his mental issue went too far now.
It did. But if you're going to practice and you're doing windmill ducks and you're telling the reporters, take a picture of that. Like, and you're playing and tantalizing that. Like, I'm sorry, man. Like, I can't get behind this. This guy is fine to play, but then he's saying, oh, the stress is causing my back. Like, at what point, this is like Kyrie all over again. At what point now are you hurting your teammates now? You've been traded there for a reason. You want to get back in Philly. You should have been back to play against Philly, but then you chickened out to play against Philly and kept going on this into the playoffs. And now
how long ago was that Philly game? That was like March 12th or something, right? We're literally he was supposed to be ready to play for that game. And we're a month and a half removed from that, and he's wearing Tootsie Roll Skittle colors on the sideline. It doesn't show up for game 4.
And I will say this, though. I just want to go back to Tatum because I don't want to talk about the losers anymore. I want to talk about
thank you. Because we're about to get into our top 10, top 25 and under crew. So we might as well start. Go ahead and talk about Tatum, then we can get to our list.
All right. So just in the playoff games so far, Tatum is around his career highs in points, field goal percentage. He's at a career high. And I'm sorry, 3-point field goal percentage at a career high, second highest field goal percentage overall of his career. But here's the big kicker. Tatum, his previous career high average was 5 assists per game. He's jumped that up 2 assists per game. He's averaging 7.3 assists in these playoffs. And not only that, year after year, he's gotten better. He's got more assists per game. So I'm seeing the growth of Tatum, and I love to see it, man. I really do. I think he's going to be a special player, especially if he continues to hone his playmaking ability, because his defense is already at a good enough level where I wouldn't say it's totally elite, but it's really good.
That's all he needs. Where he's at right now, that's perfect. That defense is perfect.
And he already has the offensive bag. He has all the moves offensively, right? He's got the shot. He can get to the rim when he wants. He's even got a little bit of the mid-range. If he can continue with his playmaking and the way he handles the ball now, too. I remember Tatum, and this is one thing that's frustrated me with Brown, is he hasn't gotten better handles over the years. Tatum has really improved his ball handling, and it really shows. So, I'm so excited.
The thing about Tatum, when you watch, and I said it when he came out of Duke, which is why I'm still, I mean, you got to understand as a Sixers fan. As a fan of the Sixers and the Eagles, we drafted Markelle Fultz over Jayson Tatum. We drafted Jalen Reagor over Justin Jefferson. We drafted J.J. Arcega-Whiteside over DK Metcalf and Terry McLaurin and who else? Name them all. And
we could do that all day. But
exactly. And so I've been watching this Tatum kid for a while. And then I remember when he started training with Kobe, I said instantly I saw him play after. I'm like, oh yeah, he's gonna be the next Kobe Bryant. Like his skill set is beautiful to watch. He had like a little low post move where he did like a little like, Hakeem thing the other day where he stepped in for an easy layup. I literally orgasmed. I was like, oh my God, that's beautiful. I get a hard on for good basketball players. Like I grew up studying basketball. So whenever I see like a beautiful play call or just beautiful footwork, I'm like, damn, Tatum has that. He has the handle. He can shoot from all three levels. He's a good free throw shooter. Now he's a good defender. Yeah. Scary to watch.
Yeah, I mean, you guys get a pass for taking Markelle Fultz. Everybody thought Markelle Fultz.
No. I knew that was a mistake. I remember watching him in college, and I'm like, their team sucks. They've never beat anybody. And they wanted, like, all they were doing trying to compare him to Derrick Rose and all that stuff.
At least you didn't take
same thing with Ben Simmons. LSU sucked. He didn't play in the NIT game. He quit on LSU. He literally quit on LSU, and I was like, I don't want that guy. And what we at that time when we had Colangelo and all those guys and Sam Hinkie and all these people, they drafted on maybe it looks good, they look good in the weight room, and
they had no strategy.
There's no strategy. Jaleel Okafor and Embiid, Ben Simmons back to back. I'm like, what are we doing? I'm like, we drafted Mikal Bridges and traded him to Phoenix for Dario Saric. I mean, what are we doing?
But yeah, I mean, Ben Simmons though was the overall number one. Everybody, I think you were A-Rod. You remember that? Yeah. People are going,
but it was dumb when they took Fultz because, like I said, they took three big men, 1, 2, 3 years in a row. Then they took Ben Simmons, a point guard, but he's big. So now you got another big guy, but you got your point guard. Then you go take another point guard. Like, what are we really doing here?
And they didn't even have a plan for. They didn't know if they wanted Ben Simmons to be the point guard at that point. They were like, "Is he going to be playing power forward or point guard?" Oh, we're going to figure it out as we go. And now it's like, okay, we figure it out? And we drafted Ben Simmons, fantastic, right? Brandon Ingram was the second pick. Jaylen Brown was the third pick. I mean, give me any one of those guys. Buddy Hield, not Buddy Hield. Give me any one of those two. I would have taken. I don't think I was high on Jaylen Brown at the time, but Brandon Ingram. Same thing with Tatum. I'm like, damn, these Duke guys are pretty skilled right now, so we should probably grab one of these Duke guys, right? So,
I'm not gonna lie, I was sold on Ben Simmons coming into the league. Like I was still sold on Ben Simmons, but like now what I'm seeing out of him, I'm not sold on him until he gets back on the court. I
knew or trusted the process at the time, so I watched those LSU games. He looked so disinterested in playing basketball. I had a red flag on him from that moment. I'm like, this kid does not like basketball. He's just really good at it.
I heard Patty Mills talk the other day, and I was like, holy shit.
He's Australian.
Legit Australian accent.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
Wow, blew my mind.
I've heard him speak a few times. He's legitimately an Australian cat.
Ben Simmons, too, when he talks, he has a little bit of it, too. You can hear it.
That's what made me think.
This twang, it hops in every now and then. His little Australian twang.
Pat Mills is like straight from the Outback.
No, Patty Mills is from Outback Steakhouse.
All right, well, let's transition over to our top 10 under 25. So
is it 25 and under or under 25?
I would say the cutoff is 25. You got to be 25 to make the list.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So somebody want to tell Colin Cowherd that Nikola Jokic is not 25?
Yeah.
What is he? Is he
He
like
should-
27 or something?
yeah, no, he's like 28. He's old,
28?
man.
He does look like a grown man.
Yeah.
All right,
man.
you can go first, Vic.
Oh, okay. So my number one was tough. This is probably the toughest decision for me in terms of who I want to take number one overall.
Was a head and heart pick?
No, it was a difference in play style, right?
Okay.
And player I wanted. So I went with Jayson Tatum.
Of course you did.
Number one. No surprise. No surprise. This season, among qualified players according to us, 25 and under, he had the highest net rating of 12.1. He had I think it was the second best defensive rating this season for players 25 and younger. And you know who had the second best net rating for players 25 or younger?
Tell me.
Go ahead. Take a guess.
How old is Jaylen Brown?
25.
So he's 25. Was it Jaylen Brown?
No, it's Robert Williams III.
Oh,
And
real defensive player of the year.
number four is Jaylen Brown.
Okay.
Number three is Mikal Bridges. But the future's bright. I mean, come on, the future's bright.
Yeah.
But yeah, number one for sure for me is Jayson Tatum. He's like I said, his playmaking's been up this year. He's averaged 27 points per game this year, playing 76 games and 36 minutes a game. I love this guy, man. If my wife didn't get her too excited, I'd name my third son Jason.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
So do we want to go one for one? Oh shit, we probably should have done 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, right? Damn it.
Nah, just drop down. You just go through your list. It's fine.
All right. Number two, of course, Luka Doncic. No surprise there. Guy's got everything: playmaking ability, scoring ability. The only reason I don't love him as much as I love Tatum is his play style. He's a little bit slow. What'd you say?
Because he's not a Celtic.
Yeah, that did not. That was a check mark in the wrong box. Number three for me is Trae Young. No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding.
Okay.
Definitely Devin Booker.
Okay.
Yeah. Devin Booker offensively is, as we all know, has been great. But something that changed this season for Devin Booker is he actually wasn't that bad defensively. Normally he's been kind of a liability, but this year,
Chris Paul effect.
Yeah, exactly. A 108 defensive rating this season. So finishing with 9.5 and the fifth highest net rating among 25 or younger this season. So Devin Booker was no brainer for me at the three. Honestly, those top three, I think it's Luka and Jason are probably the top tier, but like right underneath them is Devin Booker for me.
Mm-hmm.
Number four, this is where we're going to get iffy here, right? This is where things start to get effed up. Number four, man, I don't know. I want to say
his name.
Say his name, bro.
Wait, who do you think I'm going to say?
I don't know. My number
jersey.
four.
I tried to get his jersey.
John Morant.
Good answer. Good answer.
John Morant. It was between John Morant or Bam Adebayo, I'll be honest. So that's how I finish it out. I go John Morant and Adebayo. But you know what? Give me one more year and Anthony Edwards might be in there too.
Okay.
Man.
All right.
I love this man. I'm curious to see who you guys have at the 4-5. That's a tough one.
All right, go ahead, A-ROD.
Okay, so my 10. I'll start from you want me to start from the bottom or the top?
Just go from the top.
All right, so one, got to put Luka on there. Luka does it all. He's Luka Magic for a reason. He's obviously coming back and making an impact on that team, and we said it's going to be the X factor on how he plays. So Luka's my one. D-Book is my two, the most disrespected player in the league for sure. Now I feel like Jayson Tatum might be that. Tatum is my three. Those three, they could be interchangeable to me, to be honest with you. But those top three are definitely there. My four is Ja. My 5th is Donovan Mitchell. My 6th is Bam. My 7th, I hate saying it, Trae Young.
Oh.
My 8th is Ant-Man. My 9 is Jaylen Brown. And my 10th, I wanted to put my boy on there, but I thought with my head, not with my heart. Jordan Poole is my 10th.
Ooh, that's
Poole.
Okay.
He's having a good couple weeks.
Yeah, I know.
That's a recency bias right there.
He's been pretty good all year, man. He's been pretty good.
What's your number 11?
I want to put RJ Barrett at 10 or DeAndre Ayton as one of them, but
all right.
I didn't know
you got to give RJ Barrett some love this year. He's been pretty balling this year. I don't care what anybody says.
10 deep?
Yeah, we're 10 deep.
Yeah, we're 10 deep.
Oh shit. Okay. So KK, go ahead, and I got 5 more for you.
Just drop your 5 more. I'll get to my list.
So 6 for me is Ant-Man. I love Anthony Edwards. I think his game is awesome. He's got the biggest balls of any 21-year-old. He's just now able to drink.
Yeah.
So that was number 6 for me. Number 7 for me. We gotta get some Garland love this year, right? Darius Garland had a great season this year. He's coming along, but him and BI for me are interchangeable here at the 6-7.
I like it.
It's not 7-8. BI is a solid player. He's pretty much Tatum without. He's like Tatum light. You know what I mean? Diet Tatum, if you will.
Yeah, it's that Duke thing that they got.
Yeah, and so number 9 for me is going to be LaMelo Ball.
I knew A-ROD would not put him in his top 10. Good job, dude.
He's only 20 years old. He's only 20. He's so young still, and he has such a chance to grow. Now, number 10 may surprise you guys, but I got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Okay,
that's the guy I wanted to put on my list.
Right.
I should have put him at 10.
All right, I'm gonna run through my list real quick. So before I even start the list, I have an asterisk. Okay,
of course.
Who would my asterisk be?
Happens.
Who would that? I have an asterisk player. Who would that asterisk player be? Just guess.
Maxey?
No, well, I love him, but not yet. A-ROD, guess.
I don't know.
Okay, the asterisk player is Zion Williamson, right?
Oh, yeah.
At the end of the day, when he is going to be allowed to play, and the last time that I did see him play, he's a monster. Okay. Yes. We are obviously going to be concerned about his injuries. We obviously know he's too heavy for his size. We obviously know that his style of play and his size and he literally busted out of his shoes in college. I've literally been watching basketball my whole life. I've never seen anyone that early in the game just bust out of their shoes, right? That's scary shit, right? So, and I remember like Obama came to that game. That was crazy. But anyway, so Zion is an asterisk. So I'm not going to put him in my top 10, but just know who knows? I would literally probably have him number 2 or number 3 on this list. Okay.
Oh, for sure.
So my number 1 is going to be Luka. I love everything about Luka Doncic. I mean, when the season started, I was a little disappointed because he looked like he gained 20 pounds during the summer, and he had to play his way back into shape. So that part about him, I need him to start caring about his body a little bit more because the amount of minutes is going to be on his body moving forward. He needs to, and he's going to have the ball. He needs to just have a better nutrition and better body kind of thing. He needs to get with LeBron's guys pretty much. Yeah. And then Vic, to respond to you, you were saying one thing you don't like about Luka is that he's a little slow for you.
Yeah.
Doesn't that remind you of Paul Pierce?
Yeah, but I also is the number 1 player under 25. And I think Luka's defense is overrated, if I'm being honest.
Overrated. I don't even think it's rated. No one talks about his defense. He sucks.
Yeah. It's pretty bad.
That's not his game. His game is to
Next
get you.
one.
Yeah, his game is to get you a triple-double. Okay, that's his game. But I think I love Luka, right? That's my guy. Number 2, I got Jayson Tatum for all the reasons that I mentioned earlier. He give him his flowers now while he can smell them. And I think his trajectory is crazy. We'll see what he does with Milwaukee because Milwaukee's tough. And we'll see if Chris Middleton's healthy. Number 3, I got Devon Booker. So we basically have all the same 3, just interchange. I have Devon Booker. I mean, he's another guy who studied Kobe. Like, I always ask people, who would you take, Tatum or Booker? It's literally kind of just depends on the day of the week for me, because Booker, the game that he got hurt, he had 31 points in the first half, and it looked easy. So Booker is definitely my number 3. So here's where
that baby fucked him up, man.
Yeah, he dapped up the baby and he took his superpowers. Oh my God, meanwhile in Cancun. Oh, I hate you, A-Rod. All right, number 4, I got Moran.
Yeah,
I mean, can we talk about that dunk for a second? Jesus Christ, that was beautiful.
In my background, that was
beautiful. I think the media got a little crazy saying it's the greatest playoff dunk of all time. Simmer down, recency bias once again. But it was a fantastic dunk, fantastic game-winning layup at the end. He had the last 16 points in the game. That's beautiful. So big ups to Moran. Now, here's where it starts to get tricky as well. My number 5 and number 6, I went back and forth between who I'd rather put at that 5 or 6 position. I ended up going with Bam Adebayo at number 5. I love his when healthy, obviously. You know, I love what he's able to do on both sides of the court. He's definitely the anchor and the rock of that Miami Heat team, and clearly they're a much better team with him on the court than without. So definitely Bam. And then my next one, obviously recency bias will say that this team just locked them up, but I'm still putting Trae Young. I'm still going to put Trae Young. Listen, as I literally watched.
Fun fact before you continue. Julius Randle has more playoff points and less turnovers than Trae Young does.
Who cares?
Yeah, but how many games has
Julius Randle won in the playoffs?
I'm just saying. The
Knicks lost to Trae Young last year. The Sixers lost to Trae Young last year, and they almost got Milwaukee. They literally could have made the finals last year, and that's all on the back of Trae Young. So I have to give him. Let
me have my Nick moment. God damn it! Just give me my Nick moment.
You don't deserve a Nick moment, okay? They suck. They don't make the playoffs. We talk about teams that make the playoffs, okay? That's what we do. So I'm gonna go Trae Young next, and then I'm with you, Vic. Anthony Edwards is my next guy. I love that. I love that dude, man. He's got some D Wade in him. He's got some just big guard that can just Gilbert Arenas a little bit. He has a lot of just different guys that I like. So I love
3 last night, even though they lost the game.
Yeah, that 3 was big. It was perfect play call, but that 3 was big. I mean, that's ice in his. We talk about D'Angelo Russell has ice. No, Anthony Edwards has ice in his veins. So but anyway, so I got Anthony Edwards. Then I got Brandon Ingram. I think Brandon Ingram is an excellent basketball player. Mm-hmm. He's just been playing with the shitty organization Lakers before LeBron got there, and then LeBron traded him to another shitty organization, Pelicans. But they're starting to figure things out lately, which is good. So, and he's getting featured in the playoffs. Obviously, that's where you become a top 10 player in these kind of lists. Is when you're showing out in the playoffs. So I've seen Trae do it. I've seen Anthony Edwards starting to do it. I've seen Brandon Ingram do it. Next, I have LaMelo Ball. He hasn't showed out in the playoffs yet, but I like where he can head to if he has the right leadership around him. I think that team is too young for him. He needs a Chris Paul or somebody to just toughen him up. Because to me, he's a little bit too flashy, a little bit too cocky, a little bit too stat chaser for me right now. But the talent is undeniable. He can play basketball, so I got to put him there. And then my last was Deandre Ayton. I think people were comparing him to David Robinson and calling that down, but
fuck that.
He's a talented basketball player. He's made it to the NBA Finals already. He played pretty well in the finals last year. Had that playoff game with that out of bounds alley-oop to win the game. That was the most crazy thing I've ever seen. So he's had some good moments. I think his trajectory is really good. So DeAndre Ayton's next. I thought about Donovan Mitchell.
No, absolutely not.
Out of these, I don't know who I would take out for Donovan Mitchell in this one. So
Garland slander here is incredible.
I love Garland. A-ROD loves Garland. No, I put him in my All-Star. I put him in the All-Star game when I did the All-Star selection. So I love him, but he's not better than these players yet. I'm sorry.
Let me ask you guys. So just to switch it up. So if we're doing this list next year, who's your top pick to break through on this list? If we do this list again
out of the list that we already have, or maybe guys we haven't mentioned yet.
No, guys we haven't mentioned yet. Guys that are outside of our top 10 that we think will be in the top 10 next year.
See, I liked Shea Gilgeous for you because I didn't put him in my top 10, but
yeah, he's already there.
He plays in OKC, and it's just hard for me to see him. That was tough. I like Garland; he can break into that.
Yeah,
Jamal Murray's hurt too much for me. De'Aaron Fox is not in a good situation, and he's just
he had a horrible season too.
Yeah, Miles Bridges. I don't know. Lonzo's already starting to drop.
There's two I got.
Oh, Scotty Barnes.
Yeah.
This is a good rookie class, actually. So Scotty Barnes, Evan Mobley. Oh, Cade Cunningham. That's A-Rod's boy, Cade Cunningham.
I love me some Cade.
They're out of the rookies. Those are the three that I would say could definitely break into that. Is
Ben Simmons should have been.
Yeah. See what I mean? It's just sad.
You got A-Rod.
I mean, of course, I'm going to say RJ Barrett. He's growing every year. I'm going to say that, but it all depends what they decide to put in New York to make him better. But the one guy I'm going to stick with was the last guy on my list, Jordan Poole. You said he had a good little playoff run or whatever, but you see the Warriors are buying into it. The Warriors believe in him. The Warriors believed in him last year. The Warriors are obviously sitting Steph for him. I'm telling you, Jordan Poole.
That's an injury thing.
It is an injury thing, but still, that's also pride.
You have confidence in order to do that.
Steph is not a selfish player. Steph likes to win. So Steph will be like, yeah, I'll come off the bench. That's fine.
Steph is the most unselfish superstar I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, come on, KD. Come on. Yeah, I'll sit on the bench. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, yeah, I won't play this defensive rotation because I can't play defense.
But these guys have bought into the Jordan Poole hype. I'm buying into it too, man. He should have been most improved in my books, but John Morant.
How about these two, Tyrese Maxey and Desmond Bane?
No. Maxey, I think can get there, but do I think Tyrese Maxey is going to end up being the second best guy on a championship team? No.
That's a lot to ask of him.
Yeah, and Desmond Bane, I want to see it. I want to see him do it for longer. He's been good.
Jaren Jackson.
Yeah, Jaren Jackson too is another, but if he gets his fouls under control, him and Cat have the same problem with the stupid fouls.
Cat. It's weird. Like he seems like he's agile, but he has very slow feet, which is why he's always charging into people and hacking people. I'm like, bro, you need to calm the hell down. Like he has heavy feet to me.
I mean, but to your point, I mean, Desmond Bane has one of the best net ratings this year of players. I think he's in the top 10, and actually Jaren Jackson Jr. is there too. But actually, A-Rod, as I'm looking at his stats, I could see Jaren Jackson. I mean, for me, Mobley was probably up there for me. He's already got the defense. He has the skill set, and I think. I could never put Trae Young on any of my top. I can't stand Trae Young.
Bro, take your heart out of this.
Yeah, you have to though. You have to.
He's a dick, and he's the way his game sucks. He's like James Harden, like worse. He just hunts free throws all day long.
I do agree with that. That part about his game bothers me.
Were you guys impressed at all with Jalen Green and all this season? I mean, there was some where I was like, "Oh, nice, oh, cool."
So my fear about him is that he's just going to be a highlight guy. Yeah. He's going to get you a lot of highlights. He's going to be like
anybody can shine in Houston.
Like Michael Beasley. Like Michael Beasley is an offensively gifted talent, right? But I never really thought Michael Beasley was going to be this great perennial all-star or anything like that. Like at some point, Jalen Green's going to be the second or third fiddle on a decent team. Like he's going to be in like Minnesota. He's going to be like Minnesota. What's his name? D'Angelo Russell, where he's like kind of second, third fiddle.
That's a great comp. Yeah.
Yeah. Just that to me, I don't see a guy that's going to be that committed to winning. Honestly, that's
what do you guys think about another Heat guy, Tyler Hero?
Hero is somebody that I was thinking. He had a fantastic year. He had a fantastic year.
I like his game a lot, and it hurts my feelings that the Celtics were going to take him, and the Heat took him right in front of him. That kills me. And then we panicked and took Romeo Langford.
Look, Kentucky, Duke, they're going to put out talent. Like we talking about Brandon Ingram and Jayson Tatum, and now we're talking about who's the other Duke guy? Kentucky, Tyrese Maxey,
yeah,
Tyler Hero, Karl Anthony Towns.
I mean, if you're drafting a late in the draft, you have to go one of those big schools.
Yeah, because a lot of these guys fall between like 12 to 15, 12 to 20. Those 6 men on the bench for Kentucky are clearly better than the first person on Connecticut. No offense, man.
Right? Absolutely.
Except for Kevin Knox.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That was pathetic.
Oof.
But yeah, this year, Tyler Hero put up 20 points a game, 5 rebounds.
Yeah.
4 assists.
Yeah, I think he shot 39% from the field, 39.9 from 3.
Yeah.
45% from the floor. So
I'll take it.
Yeah, no, same here.
Yeah.
For a guy that's like maybe the third, fourth option on his team, he still put up 20 points. He came off the bench most games. But I have one more question for you guys, and I know you guys want to get to draft, but one more basketball question. In terms of playoff rankings that we've seen in our lifetimes, how do these playoffs stack up to you? Are you enjoying them as much as I am?
Okay. Go ahead, A-ROD.
You're a Celtics fan. If anything, I enjoyed it. The most enjoyable games to me was the Celtics Nets. Watching them get swept was awesome to me. I thoroughly enjoyed that because it's like Warriors fans. Warriors fans came out of the woodworks when they started doing good, and everybody became a Warriors fans. Dude, The Nets went to Brooklyn. There was a subtle little group of people there, but as soon as KD and Kyrie were there, everyone became a Nets fan. So when that shit got shut down, I was happy. But other than that, it's been enjoyable. I thoroughly enjoyed the playoffs. I think we've been spot on a lot of stuff. I mean, we didn't think we thought the Nets and the Celtics was going to be the best series around. I mean, to me it was. But
A-ROD, you know what you were wrong about? I told you I'm worried about the Sixers, and now they're about to come back at 3-0 and beat us. I told you Minnesota was going to go 6 or 7 games with Memphis. But the number one thing I told you was that Sixers thing. I knew it looked good, but it's alarming. It looks bad. It's scary. James Harden does not look like a $40 million man anymore. He looks like $15 million.
James Harden. I don't get James Harden. I do not get James Harden.
Me neither. And I was looking up, Eric, because it's funny that you brought up that series. I got an alert letting me know that Celtics Nets series was the highest rated series. I'm trying to see. I think it was since 2009. When I think it was the
Remember that stat next year, Vic. Remember that stat next year, okay?
Yeah. I mean, this is crazy. I mean, I can't believe how many people tuned in. There's been so many great games. I mean, last night was great. I feel like every night at least has one buzzer beater, one down to the wire game. I've had a lot of fun betting it. I'll just say that. I'll leave it there.
Hey, there you go. My most fun playoffs for me was the 0-1 Philadelphia 76er run when we made it to the finals. Which was capitalized by the step over Tyronn Lue 3-pointer. And then but when we got gentlemanly swept out of that series, that was the first time I ever cried over sports. So that series, that playoff run for the Six, I mean, we had some big ones against the Bucks, against the Raptors. It was just fun. It was real fun. Yeah, that's my most fun of all time. The most recent fun for me though was the 2018 LeBron run to the finals because that team was trash, and it was 7-game series. And then they swept Toronto. So they went 7 with Indiana every game, which is crazy. They swept Toronto, and then they got Boston, and you know how that one ended. Game 6 and 7, LeBron went off, right? So
that was tough, and I felt it being taken away from me. It hurt a lot.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry about that. But that run that run to the NBA, and then his game one performance, 51 points, and then the meme J.R. Smith and all that's so. Those are the two most exciting for me personally.
For sure.
This one's been pretty good, obviously.
I loved every minute of it.
Yeah.
Keep going.
I did too. All right, let's talk some football now. We obviously have the draft. What is it? 2 days away? 1 day away?
It's tomorrow, baby. By the time people are listening to this, the draft is already happening.
Let's listen in the morning, so we'll not just yet. But anyways, we're gonna put out our mock 3 right before this happens. We're obviously gonna discuss it too. So Deebo wants out. Baker Mayfield, we don't know what's gonna happen there. It's obviously changing the trajectory in the draft of what teams are gonna do moving around. Is someone gonna take Baker and forfeit going after a quarterback? Will somebody take Deebo and forfeit a wide receiver pick? It's all up there. So it's like affecting our draft boards because we just redid ours and they're definitely different from last time. It's more all over the place now. So do you want to compare, or what do you want to do first?
First, I want to ask Vic, just based off those two situations, the Baker Mayfield and Deebo Samuel situation. What do you think is going to happen with those two players? You think something's going to happen during the draft, before, maybe right before, after? What do you think is going to happen with those two? And what do you think? Who do you think is going to be the one that will pull that trigger if they do get moved?
I'll be completely honest and upfront here. This is probably the least prepared I've ever been for an NFL draft in my lifetime.
Because the Boston Celtics have been playing for the last.
Exactly. So I haven't really been following too much on the draft stuff. Other than Shefty tweets and whatnot, but you would think that one of them would have. I don't know about DK. I don't know if that one's he's getting moved too quickly, because I think the price might be too high for him. If I'm being honest, do you think that they're going to command a first round pick at least
for DK Metcalf or for Deebo Samuel?
For Deebo Samuel.
Yeah, definitely.
You really think that?
The reason why, and I don't think, look, people all of a sudden, like, after the season, all these like nerds keeps thinking Deebo Samuel's the best wide receiver in the league now. No, and I know you're into the analytics and stuff like that, but these super analytical guys are all very team Deebo, right? I think he's a very good football player, but I wouldn't pay him $30 million a year, but someone's going to give a first round pick if they want to get Deebo Samuel. That is a fact. Not because he's a great overall receiver. It's because he does everything. He can literally return punts. He can run the football. He can pass the football. He will inject life into your offense, and he's going to sell tickets because people are going to want to come see him. So that to me is definitely worth a first round pick in the sense that of everything that it could provide for my team. Because think about it, Jimmy Garoppolo is a very average quarterback, and Deebo Samuel had like 1,400 receiving yards this year, and like he doesn't get thrown the ball down the field. That to me is incredible.
But my thing is like you're going to pay a wide receiver, you're going to pay a running back wide receiver money, and that's where if I'm a team,
Is he a running back?
It depends how the team's going to use him, right? So if you're running back yards are different than wide receiver yards, right? It's like when you're driving your car, highway miles and city miles.
Right.
Running backs, those are city miles, right?
Yeah.
So you're getting that. I don't know. I wouldn't pay him, and that's why I think he wants out, is because he knows that if they keep using him like this, he's not going to get paid top dollar.
Correct.
So he wants to get paid top dollar now. And by the way, like, does this suck or does this suck? These guys just, I want out and then just getting traded, or are we cool with this? I don't know.
I mean,
we had a whole show about it.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I would just say it's a weird situation because we're only talking about pretty much every year. We're probably talking about 5 guys max. It's not like it's everybody has a player that wants out, right? It's literally we have a conversation about, Aaron Rodgers, Deebo Samuel, Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson, and Baker Mayfield. Like, who else? Like, no one else was like, oh, I need to get out of here. Like, Tyreek was pretty much getting due for a contract after Devon
that
got his
made sense,
contract.
yeah.
So the Tyreek one wasn't even like a public spectacle. That one happened. All right, cool. We'll get these first round picks and have fun in Miami. They'll pay $25 million. So it's not like this happens with a million guys. We're literally just talking about 5 guys, and to me, it's not that big of a deal.
I apologize. I always go off on a tangent on something that's completely unrelated to the
Oh,
question.
you're right. No, you're good.
But I think I don't know. DK, I don't know. Would it be weird if you saw a team trade? Because who's the? I mean, I would think DK would probably be the one to go because of the potential for Seattle. I mean, you're Seattle. If you're Seattle, you're rebuilding, right? So you want to try and maximize your draft capital, and what better time to do it than the draft when some team's panicking after somebody took Jameson Williams right in front of them, right?
Yeah.
So I think one of them goes, and I'm hedging there. I think one goes, and I don't know which one, but I think one goes.
Do you think AJ Brown fits in this equation at all? Because I know that's something that's happening too down there.
No, I don't know. I don't even know what he would be worth.
People again, just because he's due for a contract, I'm telling you, all these nerds came out. I heard Chris Sims say he'd take AJ Brown over Devontae Adams. I'm dead serious. He said this. I'm dead serious. He said this.
I'll be honest. I'm not really into NFL analytics as much as I am basketball and baseball.
Yeah. That's fair.
I think analytics and the NFL are too new.
Yeah,
and they haven't really been filtered out yet. So I don't really buy in all that nonsense.
To me, NFL is too manly, physical of a sport to be quantified by analytics. Like people get tackled and their shoulder hurts, and now they don't run the ball as hard. Like that has nothing to do with analytics.
Yeah, exactly. So the thing is, like, there's things that haven't been like done yet.
Yeah,
vetted, I should say. But no, I don't think he figures in at all. I mean, I don't think AJ Brown matters. I don't even think he would be the best wide receiver taken in this draft class, to be honest with you.
Ooh, I like that. You're right. Yeah, I think you're right. What about Baker? Do you think he goes anywhere? I mean, he's going to go somewhere. What do you think? Do you think he gets released or gets traded?
I think it happens after the draft, to be honest with you. I think Seattle's just sitting there thinking, like, if we're going to get Baker Mayfield, we're going to have to go get pieces to make him succeed here, because he's not old. He can still play. So get him a good O-line. We'll build that up. And I think getting rid of DK Metcalf would be stupid, because that would be a tool for him there, and possibly going getting Lockett again if they want to re-sign Lockett. But I don't know. I don't know what's going on in Seattle. But Pete Carroll's still there, so there is some type of regime that we need to still win, because Pete's still here. Because once Pete's gone, it's a whole new era of football there. So
you think that they're gonna go after Baker? Like that's your landing spot?
That's what everyone is saying right now. It's
Seattle's the only place. Carolina too, but Carolina, like, how many quarterbacks from that draft class are you going to have? You're going to have Sam Darnold and the first 2 quarterbacks gone in that draft?
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't trade for Baker on any team, to be honest with you. I just don't think he's worth. I mean, would I give up a 5th maybe for him? Maybe. Yeah, probably a 5th rounder. But I'm not going to give up significant draft capital, like a 2nd rounder or anything like that.
I wouldn't either. No, absolutely not. And I bet you that's what teams want.
Yeah.
But I also believe that Cleveland could cut him, or Cleveland could trade him later in the draft or something like that. Like, he's not going for a 1, 2, or 3 pick. He's going for at best a 4, probably a 5th or 6th. And that's sad when you're the 1st overall pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's look at Jameis, right? Like, to me, they're following Jameis, Jared Goff, Baker Mayfield, all those guys are following the same path. Like, and one of them made the Super Bowl, and we still think Detroit's he's already been traded, and we already think Detroit's gonna draft another quarterback this year. And that's a 1st overall pick that went to the Super Bowl. Jameis Winston, 1st overall pick. He's getting paid $14 million a year this year, and he's on his 6th or 7th year in the league. Like, that's not top tier quarterback money. And then you look at Andrew Luck, he's already retired. So it's like lately, all these number 1 and 2 quarterbacks, it's not Mitchell Trubisky was number 2 overall pick. Like these number 1 and 2 quarterbacks getting selected, they're not looking good. I mean, we don't even know if Jacksonville culture can improve enough to save Trevor Lawrence from career suicide for playing for the wrong team.
I'm worried about him.
I'm very worried about him.
I could give you my own take on all of them, but I don't want to get into it. Let's just get into our draft board and let's.
You sure? No, go give or take.
No, I don't, because we'll be here all night on those guys. I don't want to. There's so much to talk about that. We can talk about it. But let's go down the draft board. Let's compare and go and see what you want to do from there.
See this.
All right. So you can kick it off, A-ROD.
All right. So looking at your top 5 picks, I think we have the same top 5, just in different orders. Yeah, we have the same top 5 different orders. We still have Aidan Hutchinson going over, even though I wanted to be very bullish and put Trayvon Walker, because I keep seeing him jumping on people's draft boards. And I mean, significant people, not like guys on Instagram that are like, Trayvon Walker is going to be the number 1 pick. Yeah. Like there's something there. I don't know if it's like good faith that Jacksonville wants to do this, to let Aidan Hutchinson go to Detroit. I don't believe in that. And like KK and I were talking before this, like Shah Khan has the end of the say at the day what's going to happen. He's going to be the guy that's like, this is what's happening. It ain't going to be Peterson. It ain't going to be the GM. It ain't going to be all the analytic guys in there with their glasses like, well, this guy gets about 10 sacks a game. They're going to be like, no, he doesn't. He's not doing it here. This is Jacksonville. So I still think Aidan Hutchinson is the safe pick, but I still would not be surprised if Trayvon Walker leapfrogged him and something happens draft night, a la Laramie Tunsil. So we'll find out when that happens.
All right, continue. So Vic, I'm actually sending you the mock draft that we have, so you kind of just take a look at it. I just sent you A-Rod just now because he's talking about his, and then I'm sending mine to you right now as well. Okay, just so you know. But continue, A-Rod.
So for 2, Detroit, I still have Trayvon Walker going there. That's something that they need. You have Sauce Gardner going there. That's also a big need that they need. Sauce is like the scariest guy in this draft. He could easily go 2 in a lot of books, but I think 3 is where he's going to land.
That's 3, 4, so 5. Just to cut you off, I have him going 2.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said. Yeah. You have Sauce going there.
Yeah.
So that's what I said. I think he could go 2 because Detroit needs everything. Ideally, they need every position there. But where I keep seeing Sauce linked to is the New York teams, and then Houston's very sneaky to get him. I have Houston getting him with the 3rd pick. You have, for the 3rd pick, Trayvon Walker going to Houston. 4th, for the Jets, I have Thibodeau. I'm sticking by that. You have Evan Neal.
That's because, is that a hard, because you want that to happen, or you really think you guys are going to do that?
No, I think that's going to happen. I think that's what's going to fall to us. I wouldn't be mad if Sauce Gardner was there. I'd take Sauce Gardner over him, but I think Sauce Gardner has to go before that. And then 5, for the Giants, I have Neal going there. You have Kayvon Thibodeau going there. So the only thing I can say from reading Jets beat writers and what's going on, there's a lot of push and pull for a lot of players because we have 2 top 10 picks and they don't know who's more valuable. A lot of people are saying Thibodeau's the safe pick and that's the guy to get. They're in love with Gardner. They're not believing Gardner's going to be there to get. But I know the Giants are also equally interested in Gardner as well.
That part scares me.
Yeah.
That part scares me a lot.
Gardner going to the Giants?
I do not want to smell that to happen. I don't want to smell that. I don't want to vision that. I don't want nothing for that. I don't want them to even consider that pick. So, yeah, he needs to go top 4 for sure.
Yeah, I think his stock and draft value puts him at top 3 in my book, if not top 5 for sure. If he slips, it's got to be something there that we don't know because the kid is
hasn't given up a touchdown since like his junior in high school.
Yeah, it's definitely there. It's definitely there. Do you want to rattle down all of them, or what do you want to do?
No. So, Vic, have you gotten our list yet?
I'm looking right now. You send my Gmail, right?
Yeah. So,
I just got it.
Just to kind of kick off some key ones for me, because I know I changed mine from last time. I made a couple of different edits here and there. Aidan Hutchinson, I've been going back and forth with him. I'm going to assume that Jacksonville will take him because they re-signed. They finally signed an extension with Robinson today for 3 years. So they got one of the tackle positions locked in for the next 3 years of Trevor Lawrence's career. So I think that to me kind of takes him off of Evan Neal. I think, and I learned today that Sauce Gardner is from Detroit, Michigan. Did not know that. And I'm from Detroit as well. And I know how the Midwest is with people who are local talent. They like to get their guys, right? So Michigan is the interesting thing because Aidan Hutchinson, obviously, is from Michigan as well, went to Michigan. But for Sauce Gardner to be directly from the town, I feel like if I'm the owner of the team, I can sell that. I can market that a lot better. And, to me, have him opposite of Jeff Okudah. It's a position in need. So I think that would be just go get somebody who's a hometown kid. That's why I got Sauce going 2. And then I have Travon Walker going 3 to Houston. Because, we talk about Houston in the last couple, weeks. They're just going to take what they feel is best available. So, I mean, to them, it might be Kayvon Thibodeau, who knows, or it might go Evan Neal. But to me, they're just going to go best available. Some other ones that I did kind of change a little bit. So I heard that New York's very interested in Charles Cross. They really like him a lot, the offensive lineman, over a lot of these guys. So to me, at 5, I had him going with Thibodeau because I feel like you guys will probably go Evan Neal, and then I had you take Kyle Hamilton with the 10th overall pick. So you get somebody who's replacing Jamal Adams essentially. You guys got rid of Marcus May as well, right?
We didn't get rid of him. He didn't want to come back.
Oh, he didn't. Yeah, that's what it was. So I don't know what you guys going on in your back end of your defense. So to me,
I couldn't even tell you who a DB is on our team.
Okay, so if you guys are not going to get Sauce Gardner, I feel like you guys are going to go get just one more person to protect your boy, your quarterback. Zach Wilson.
Want Kyle Hamilton. I do not want Kyle.
I think Kyle Hamilton is going to be a fantastic. Or you guys go Stingley, but I think Stingley is going to go to Seattle. Another big thing that I changed is I took Kenny Pickett out of my top 10, and I put Malik Willis in my top 10, and I put him for Atlanta, simply because I feel like last year they're happy they got Kyle Pitts. But in the back of their heads, like, man, what if we had Justin Fields or what if we had Mac Jones? So, and then, so I feel like this year, if they don't pick Malik Willis at 8 overall, they're going to fall into a situation where they're going to have to trade back into the first round to probably get Matt Corral, who they probably like a lot as well. And I personally like Desmond Ridder a lot. I don't know if that's the direction they don't want to go. I think Malik Willis has like the biggest ceiling. They got Mariota. They have that Tennessee connection. Just for what's his name? The new guy, Arthur Smith. That's why he probably went and got Mariota. And I feel like Malik Willis can do a lot of what Mariota can do. So Malik Willis will have time to kind of just learn for about a year, and then he can become this Ryan Tannehill type of player that they probably want to have over there. So those are my big things. Another big one for me, I got Philadelphia getting Jameson Williams.
I was gonna say that for both of us, that's a big jump in both of our drafts from last time.
Yeah, definitely.
After he put out that video, his stock.
He's healthy. He looks healthy. So I think.
And I told you he's top 3 receiver in my draft.
Yeah. So that was I put Garrett Wilson as the first receiver being taken at 11 to Washington. And then just because they probably want somebody who's healthier now. And then I got not Jordan Davis. I got Drake London, because I had you guys picking Drake London before. Now I got Drake London falling to New Orleans for one of those picks that they traded for. So some things that kind of moved around there. I think Devontae Wyatt is going to be another pick that we make as well at 19. And then I dropped Kenny Pickett to 20 to Pittsburgh, simply because he's a local kid and they like him. And I mean, they literally share facilities and do stuff together. So to me, Kenny Pickett would probably end up with Pittsburgh. So, and then another thing I put my last one. I moved up Breece Hall to be the running back to be taken in the first. There's going to be a running back taken in the first round. So to me, it's probably going to be Breece Hall to Buffalo, because I did hear that they do like him. So that's where I got it. Because think about it. Vic, what do you think? Obviously, that's your neighbor to north of you is Buffalo, the colder city up there.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
it sucks.
Obviously, you know, Buffalo on paper right now. They look probably to be the best team in the NFL.
Yeah.
What do you think they? I mean, they didn't really need anything to add to their team, and if anything, what do you think they should have?
I mean, they aren't unbeatable. I mean, they were great, but they're not world stoppers. Otherwise,
Oh
they
yeah,
would
of
win the
course
Super
not.
Bowl.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry. I'm looking at all these mock drafts. I'm just getting depressed.
Yeah.
I mean, the past just. I mean, they're gonna pick somebody fucking boring, like some like defensive lineman or something out of like Toledo, Ohio, or trade back to the third round. But I really I'm sorry, KK. What'd you ask? I got distracted.
Do you think? I mean, being that Buffalo is in your division, and obviously the last time you encountered Buffalo, it wasn't pretty. So, what do you think they need anything specifically? And if so, what would that position need be for them to make them do these world stoppers or unbeatable team?
I mean, I don't know. I think, yeah, okay, running back would make them better, right? But I feel like in the first round, if you're a team that already has a really good offense, let's be honest, like, this is a really good team. But I feel like you want to add to your defense more than anything else, right? Maybe add like another edge rusher.
When they got Von Miller, they paid him $100 million
right.
Bucks or whatever.
But at what age does Von Miller stop being Von Miller, right?
Correct.
Granted, he hasn't shown that yet, but a running back in the first round is a tough pill to swallow for a team that almost made the Super Bowl. This is your big improvement. This is what you're doing. I think they have to go defense here, whether it be corner, but they have a great corner too, don't they? They
do. Davis White.
Yeah, so I mean, you might as dude. You got to go somewhere on defense, in my opinion, or offensive line. You got to go boring. That's what the successful teams do when they're good. They go boring. They don't go for the flashy wide receiver. You saw Bill get burned by it several times where we go after the wide receiver. I mean, you guys remember Andre Dobson?
Yeah.
Out of Marshall. We all know N'Keal Harry's been terrific. So you have to go boring. Go boring, Buffalo, if you want to continue to win.
So, I mean, and then for your Pats, we both got you guys picking Nicole Dean from Georgia. Have you seen any of his Georgia tape? And you think it'd be a Bill kind of pick to make?
Is he a defense or is he a later round pick?
He's a good outside linebacker for Georgia.
All the mock drafts I saw had him taking that guy out of Utah,
Devin Lloyd.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I that to me would be a Bill pick as well. I think. I mean, that one I went more of like who I would prefer. I think Nicole Dean is a better player. That's just because that was just me. I think that was more of who I would think would make the most sense for a Georgia SEC linebacker. To be
you're never wrong when you go with a top SEC defender. But so a lot of these mock drafts have Chris Olave getting picked after the Pats pick. If that happens, I'm gonna go fucking nuclear.
Yeah, because you guys could definitely use it.
I mean, just like that guy. I mean, hot take: Bill Belichick is not a good drafter.
Yeah, no, it's not a hot take. Hot take.
He got lucky with Brady. He got lucky with Edelman. I mean, granted, like I don't know if it's luck or just the guys that he gets. But I mean, Gronk was a good pick. But other than that, like he's had a lot of misses.
Aaron Hernandez was a good pick.
yeah, but I'm gonna say that's more McDaniels than it was.
Okay.
Man, like if we miss out on another like top wide receiver again, because you said like you said earlier in the pod, KK, you could have had DK Metcalf, you could have had blah blah blah. You know how many wide receivers that the Pats could have had?
N'Keal Harry was drafted over Deebo Samuel.
Yeah, and I think DK Metcalf too.
It was Deebo Samuel and AJ Brown.
That's right.
Yeah, we're in that same draft.
And there's year after year with that happening, where the Pats take like like Chase Winovich or some shit over, like a proven wide receiver. I'm pretty sure we could have gotten the guy in Cortland Sutton. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, he's a fantastic player too.
No,
I mean,
it was Ole Miss guy. What's his fucking name?
I see you guys should draft a receiver. It just doesn't seem like a Bill thing to do. So I don't know who's running the show over there now, but to me, to get that linebacker is going to be a Bill thing because their last thing. So here's how I approach these mock drafts. I look at the last game that they lost and what they could have used the most so they could win that game. Either a more explosive receiver or somebody to play defense to stop all the shit that Josh Allen was doing to you guys. So to me, the more Bill pick would be to stop the Bills rather than outscore the Bills. So to me, he's going to probably want to go bolster up the defense a little bit more rather than try to outscore Buffalo. And that was kind of how I saw it.
Now you guys put me in like a hole. Now I'm just going down drafts on Wikipedia, looking at all the wide receivers that the Pats have missed out on.
What would you
don't do it? It hurts. Don't do it.
Do it to yourself. Don't do it to yourself.
Don't do it.
Because I look at every one of my drafts, and we have those guys for 3 years, and we give up on them, and they become something somewhere.
They become superstars.
Yeah. So my team can't keep a team together to save their life. They give up, and then they go try it again, and then give up and try it again.
No, it was DK. It was DK Metcalf. They took N'Keal Harry over AJ Brown, Mecole Hardman, DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
And Deontay Johnson. God damn it, Bill. All you need to do is hit one of those guys. There's five of them out.
Is that Bill or is that the talent evaluators there?
Jesus.
Deontay Johnson's a very Patriot player too, in my books, the way I see him play.
Because he does a lot of different things.
Was draft too. Jesus Christ.
Dude, stop looking at shit. Look at this draft. I need you paying attention to this draft. Don't get a heart attack on the show and drop, okay? I don't need that. All right. So if Bill, because obviously Bill took a quarterback in the first round, that's very un-Bill-like. Bill spent a lot of money last year. Obviously, we're looking at the Patriots and we're saying there are no receiving core there. Like Nelson Aguilar is your one or whatever. Like that ain't gonna.
Or is it Kendrick Bourne? Who is your one?
No, it would be what's his name? Oh my God, I'm blanking on his name. He just scored his first touchdown this year.
He was on my fantasy team. My God, what was his name?
Yes, I'm not forgetting his name.
Bad. It's that bad. Okay, so like I said, we obviously know the Patriots need a receiver. Is that the position you would say that you would want Bill to draft at in this draft?
Absolutely, 150%. I want him to draft wide receiver every year, and he doesn't do it. And when he does do it, he picks like Andre Dobson and N'Keal Harry.
Let's
Jacoby Myers.
Jacoby Myers, thank you. Yes.
And, well, you guys have Devontae Parker now, so you guys are probably not going to draft the receiver. Remember, you guys did trade for Devontae Parker.
Yeah,
the wide receiver room looks a little bit better with him there. A little bit better.
Yeah, but I mean, he's 29. He's not the same player anymore. A-ROD, I would love for them to, just because they're not going to have the ability to draft. I wouldn't even draft a quarterback in this draft, but I'm not sold on Mac Jones. I know that might be another hot take. Sammy,
it's not a hot take. I get it. He's already reached the ceiling. That's why.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think he's going to get any better than what he is. I mean, even if we, I don't know.
Let me explain something to you. You know what just happened, right?
Yeah.
You know what just happened, right? We just watched a NFL playoffs where you see the type of level of quarterback you're going to need in order to win a Super Bowl, and that's everything went out of whack. That Kansas City Buffalo game changed life for everybody. Kyler Murray realized, damn, I got to be better. Deshaun Watson's getting paid $230 million. All of a sudden, people are trying to jockey for Jimmy. Carson. They hated what's his name? Jim Irsay hates Carson Wentz so much right now, and he didn't even have that bad of a season. But after you watch what Josh Allen and Joe Burrow did this year, and Mahomes, Matthew Stafford, Tom Brady, you realize there's a certain level of quarterback it's going to take in order for us to even have a chance. So you have to have a little bit. you have to have an explosive trait about you, basically. And Mac Jones is very average at everything.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, if there is one wide receiver I need, like Bill needs to have on his board to target, and if he's not going to go in the first round, he needs to get Mechie. He needs to get John Mechie. Find a way to get the guy from Alabama, make Mac Jones feel a little bit more comfortable. And honestly, I think Mechie is a great wide receiver. And
he'll be there. He'll be there in the second round.
I think so too, and I think he has the potential to be the best wide receiver from the draft. Now, do I think he's going to be? No, but I think he has the potential to be.
He's coming from wide receiver university now. It's Alabama, and he's obviously a fantastic route runner. And you know the relationship that Nick Saban and Bill Belichick have. Obviously, he's fed him some good intel about him. Yeah, he's going to be. But he's obviously coming off of an injury as well. But his injury was a little bit longer ago, so he should be a little bit better. I also like George Pickens out of Georgia as well, actually.
Yeah, honestly, all these SEC guys are great this year. I mean, and Ohio State also has some great wide receivers too. So just get one, just hit one of them, just one time in my life.
Back to my question that still hasn't been answered. Being the Bill has been very. I know we like to get off subject and talk about shit, but I could do it all day with you guys. But being that Bill has been very unbillish lately, and no pun to the Buffalo Bills. Could you see him doing something like that in the first round, taking a receiver or shocking you and taking an explosive player that could possibly fall there?
I mean, you say it's unbill-like, but I feel like he's been the same guy for a while. I mean, he did take, like I said, took N'Keal Harry.
Yeah, N'Keal Harry was a first round pick.
No, but I'm saying lately, since that, he hasn't really done anything like that. He doesn't spend money. He doesn't go out and get any flashy guys. But last year, he obviously got a quarterback in the first round. He spent money and got flashy players. He got Jonnu Smith. He got Hunter Henry, Hunter Henry at least is panning out. And Judon is a godsend for you at linebacker.
Great. And I think the Brady thing had a huge effect on that, and that's what really made him push him towards that. But I know honestly, A-Rod, any outcome could happen with the Patriots this year. As long as they don't trade out of the first round, and I sit there for 30 minutes waiting for them to trade, because that's what he would have done 10 years ago, right? Trade out of the first round. I think he's gone past that. They even made it. I think they already made a trade. They traded like a third rounder for like a fifth and a sixth or something. And I'm like, oh shit, here we go again. that GTA meme. But no, I hope he continues doing what he's doing and focuses on offense in the earlier rounds. Because honestly, our defense was great last year. It's our offense that really needs to step it up this year.
Right. Okay. For what it's worth, they did draft a quarterback in the first round last year. That's already unbuilt like as it is. So to me, I think he's probably kind of turned that leaf where he's not doing the boring thing anymore. Mac Jones is not the most exciting quarterback to watch, but that is a first round quarterback. You never see them draft quarterbacks in the first round either. I
don't know that was the game plan, more that it was just he fell.
Yeah, he fell. Yeah, he definitely fell. Yeah.
Okay, so last question on the Patriot trash. Like realistically, if we're looking at the draft board realistically and you have the 21st pick, who is it that you would want them to draft? Who would realistically be there?
Look at the mock real quick. Hold on, I'm looking at the mock.
I know you would want Olave, but I think it would be tough for Olave to be there.
In my mock, I have him falling to 22 to Green Bay.
I have him at 22 to the Packers.
Oh, yeah, that's where I have him.
I love Jameson Williams. He's not going to get past New Orleans. I saw a few mocks where they had Kansas City trading up for Jameson Williams. He's in my opinion, the odds-on favorite to be the best wide receiver from the draft. I love him. I know he's not going to be the first one taken probably, but he's definitely my favorite. Garrett Wilson, there's no chance he makes it. Man, there's so many first-round wide receivers this year.
Treylon Burks would be good for you.
So I was going to say, yeah, Treylon Burks, I wouldn't mind.
That's what I have the Packers getting. I don't have Olave getting past the Saints.
As long as they don't take Christian Watson out of North Dakota State.
Okay, listen.
That would be a Bill pick right there.
That would be a Bill pick. And that's he could either be Jalen Reagor or not Jalen Reagor, because it's basically the opposite of Jalen Reagor, a decent wide receiver from a smaller school.
What about Sky Moore too?
A lot of people have been talking about him. I don't know where this chatter is coming from, but North Dakota State, when you find somebody out there like a Carson Wentz, like a Trey Lance, a lot of people were like, yo, they come from a great winning program. They win championships every single year, and they're the best team in their conference by a mile every single year. So you want to funnel from that team basically. And there's a player that stands out on that team, there's probably a reason why they're going to get discussed as a potential first round pick.
Sky Moore is another sneaky one.
Sky Moore, I hear that one a lot too.
A wide receiver from a small school where he's torching guys that are going to be working at Arby's next week. All right. I want big guys that put on the big stage and can put up big numbers. So I want, if they don't go first round, they need to go Mechie second round, or they need to go your boy out of Georgia, George Pickens.
Yeah, I think to me that would be they could still win doing that. They'll get a very good linebacker to me in the first round, and they'll get a pretty damn good receiver as well in the second round.
The last thing I want them to do is to reach for one of those small school guys and then end up with Andre Dobson 2.0. Out of Marshall, that guy.
They get somebody out of like Valdosta State.
Yeah, I mean,
Valencia Community College.
But if Treylon Burks is there, I would love him. I mean, I think he's got a great skill set.
That's a Bill player. He's a Bill player to me. It's from the film I've watched.
Yeah, I could see that too. Him or Jahan Dotson.
I don't know about him, honestly.
I don't either. He's tiny too, but I feel like he fits more for Kansas City. All right, let me transition to my team. My team means everything. Mm-hmm. My team means everything outside of a quarterback right now, even though I still think we need a quarterback.
Stop it. Give us some time.
I mean, I will, obviously, but I give him 3 years and then next guy in.
You sound like a Jets fan. I mean, you sound like a Jets organization.
No, I'm a realist. Man. Stop teasing me. Like, I'm a realist. These guys like, this is our year. With what? Get out of here.
All right. What about this? Because you guys have a chance to probably get Deebo. You think would you go that direction? Would you be happy with that?
I would be fine with it. But I want to see the Jets poker face because they folded every single time trying to get players in the off season. It was from what I understand from reading from all these beat writers is like every top free agent that was available has gone to New York. However, everyone was like, no, I am not coming here because the way this foundation is set up is not set up for success. We will not win here. I need to go somewhere where I'm going to get paid and I'm also going to have the ability to win. So that hurts to hear that. The only guy that we were able to sign that I'm thrilled about is Tomlinson. I feel like that's a good get on the line. I feel like if we get, and then I just find out today reading that Bekti is weighing at 400 pounds. Weighing at 400 pounds and needs to get to football weight. So that's insane. Who was running almost a 4.5 in the combine to weighing near 400 pounds. He doesn't.
New York slices be hitting, man.
Hey man,
cheesecakes be hitting too.
He hasn't played football in like a year, so they need to get him up to speed. We got the other kid from Vera Tucker. So I feel like going O-line is not what we need to do because we have good pieces there.
Yeah, I did. When I looked at mine, when I re-look at mine, I'm like, yeah, they probably won't go every deal.
Our biggest need is all on defense. We have no defense outside of Quinnen Williams and CJ Mosley. That's it. Other than that, everybody else is a toss-up to do something. Defensive end, an edge rusher, because Quinnen Williams, big baby, is a stuffer. He's not an edge rusher. So you have him, pair him with a defensive end. That's why I say like a Kayvon Thibodeau would be great there. And then DB would also be good if we could get a Stingley or a Gardner or Hamilton to be the third option. I wouldn't really be upset with it. But we need everybody in the secondary as well. I feel like they should target that second round though. But on offense, if you want this kid to succeed, you got to get him one of these receivers because this is the first draft class. And I mean, there's a lot of guys projecting 5 or 6 receivers going in the first round.
Yeah, that's insane.
And if the Jets swing and miss on this with the opportunity out of all of those teams and looking at them before us, the only one that could take a receiver that I would see would be Houston. And I think they'd be stupid to take a receiver at that spot. So the Jets could get one at 4. I think they'd be stupid to take one at that spot. But
definitely
the Giants,
at 4, but 10, yeah.
At 10, looking at the lay of the land there, 2 or 3 teams could take a receiver there. But I think they're more heavily on defense with those teams and offensive line. So the Jets would be stupid not to take the first wide receiver off the board and get whatever one you think is best. I think it's Drake London, but if they think Garrett Wilson, I would be okay with that. I would not be opposed to that as well. But if they go down there and just like, oh, we're gonna take Sky Moore out of Central Michigan, I'll be like, yo, this is stupid.
Welcome to my life. And he actually so just to get analytical and get stupid, the Fangraphs had Treylon Burks ranked as the highest ranked wide receiver in terms of projections.
I saw that.
So
I did see that.
Interesting.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like if he's there and you guys want to go explode on offense, that wouldn't be bad for Matt. That would not be bad for Matt. And and A-ROD for your Jets. I'm looking at your wide receiver room and it's terrible.
Well,
what's up with Denzel Mims? What's going on there?
Well, that's the thing. Is like if you look at the lay of the land, the wide receivers, like on paper, if you've been a Jets fan, it doesn't look bad. You got Corey Davis, who's a good route runner when he's healthy. Elijah Moore, who was the next Randy Moss, everyone in New York was saying, and got hurt. And then he had a couple flashy games in like garbage time or whatever. But
Braxton Berrios.
There's work there. There's our Julian Edelman, our little Swiss Army knife, because we're trying to be our best Bill Belichick impression we can. I like it. It's not bad. And then you got Denzel Mims, who's supposed to be the next best thing.
Yeah.
This is why I hate this team so much. I hate this team so much because we waste draft picks. Why are you going to take this guy in the second round 3 years ago to fail him? You're going to fail him. You're not going to play him. You're not going to do all this shit. Like, you wasted time. You wasted time and effort at that point. So Mims is on the outside looking in. I bet he's going to get cut at training camp. I bet he's gone. And then he's going to go somewhere. I bet you that's what Bill's going to do. Bill's going to be like, you want to win? You're our 4. You could be 1 maybe.
Yeah.
On over. And he'll be a 1.
Yeah. A bucket of salt would be a 1 in our fucking place. We have
Denzel Mims, like I remember watching him in his rookie campaign when they gave him time. He looked good out there. He didn't look bad. And he comes from a school from Baylor. Like they make receivers. So
yeah.
Who?
I don't know. What's the smoking guy?
Yeah. Josh Gordon.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. A receiver.
There's another one I can't think. The one dude that was taking. There's a dude. Cleveland took him, and he just like never panned out in the NFL draft. There was like 3 receivers that year. Corey Coleman.
Corey Coleman. He was trash in the NFL.
I know, but I mean, hey, he was a first round pick at the same time.
He got cut by 8 teams.
Yeah. It's because my point there is not valid, but Texas schools put out receivers.
Now you think about it, Baylor is like a bad school to come out with receivers because they all have potential and never live up to it. Josh Gordon was supposed to be the greatest receiver of all time and could not stay off.
His attitude,
the weeds.
Honestly, like he shouldn't have to. I mean, come on. If he wants to be high,
I agree, but it was more than the weed. It was the cocaine and the other stuff. He was partying with Johnny Manziel. All right, let's put it that way.
Let's not stick on Josh Gordon, okay? If you don't got a job, like let's stick to what we're talking about. All right, so the Jets, like they need everything. All I want them to do is draft right and draft smart, because the one thing I keep reading is they don't know. They don't know. They like that guy Akwanwu. They like Thibodeau. They like Stingley. They like Gardner. Just give me some kind of clarification, because I know Saleh wants defense, and I know he wants offense to definitely help out his quarterback who's running too much. But I know the guys up top like Joe Douglas. Joe Douglas is I do not like him as a GM. I'm sorry. I can't wait to pick him back.
Eagles fly. Hey, he helped us win the Super Bowl. Just saying.
Yeah, freaking stapling papers wherever he was the GM there. But I'm not a fan of him. He hasn't really put together a good team in my books. He's just dismantled everything like the next guy and destroyed the team. So I just want them to draft smart. And if there's a player that shouldn't be there at 10, take him. And if not, take the receiver at 10. And at 4, you got to go Thibodeau if he's there. If not, Gardner if he's there. And if not, it's got to be Walker then. So let's go to you. Let's go to your Eagles. You got
it's simple, man. We need everything. But
you don't need everything. You do not need everything.
We need everything.
The same things I need. You think you need the same things I do. You need a defensive end and a wide receiver.
Everything. Trust me. We need another person in the
get everything in the first round.
We need something else in the secondary. So we could definitely use a new corner. We got, we only have one pretty good corner there. It's Darius Slay, and that's it. We need safety help. We need linebacker help. We just signed Kazir White. He's going to get a lot of tackles, but he's not going to solve all of our problems. We need defensive linemen because Brandon Graham is old. Fletcher Cox is old. And then we have Vernon Hargraves, Josh Sweat, and they're okay, but we definitely can use some reinforcement there. We need offensive line help because Jason Kelsey's old, Lane Johnson's old. Brandon, God, whatever, I don't remember his last name now.
Right.
Brooks is retired. So we need wide receiver help because we have Jalen Reagor on the roster still. We literally need
whole team.
Everything. Trust me.
I get it. I get it. All right. So you have at 15 Jameson Williams. I don't see Jameson Williams getting past 11 or 13 in my books, but he could be.
I think we're going to trade up, personally. I think that's what's going to happen. But I don't know who is going to want to trade up with us as ahead of us.
I hear Carolina wants to trade down, and Seattle's fishing calls too.
Carolina definitely wants to trade down because they don't have a pick until like round 4, I think, after the first round pick. But I don't know if we're going to go all the way to 6 to go get Jameson Williams, because if we're going to jump all the way to 6, we might be looking at Derek Stingley Jr. Honestly, the way we are sometimes. So I think if we can get to 12 with Minnesota, maybe, or maybe trade with you guys at 10, because Joe Douglas has that relationship with Howie Roseman, so they probably would do it. Then we'll probably go get Jameson Williams.
That happens.
It would probably. It's very probable that happens, that we trade with you guys, because there's a relationship there. I mean, how do you think you got Joe Flacco? How do you think that just magically happened? And we do a lot of deals with the Colts now because of the Sirianni relationship, and then we're going to start doing a lot with you guys. Trust me. For me, we can use help.
Pick up that phone.
We can use help everywhere for sure, though.
I mean, both teams do. All right. So I got Trent McDuffie at 18. Or at 19. I got Trent McDuffie, and you got, who is it? You getting Devontae Wyatt?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
I feel like you'll go double defense on this one. But
yeah, I think we'll probably obviously we're gonna see when the draft starts, but
go offensive line or defense.
Who goes offensive line or defense?
I said when in doubt, go offensive line or defense.
1,000%. When in doubt, you take the best lineman available, or you take a pass rusher, specifically a pass rusher.
Amen.
Yeah, that's how I see it. So that's
all
all.
Right. All right, draft is tomorrow. We'll release our mocks before that, so you can see and roast us if you want. Let's go ahead, wrap up the show. KK, take it away. It's the grill session.
All right. So I like to make sure that you guys are always on your toes. Let's have a little bit of fun. I'm going to quiz you two. I'm going to give you. So this is kind of a spin on where did he go to college. Obviously, with the NFL draft being aired this weekend, I'm going to ask the two of you 3 current players and 1 legendary player that were drafted by your teams. You need to know where they attended their collegiate studies. Are you guys ready?
Sure.
I don't know football like that. I'll do my best.
All right. They're easy. They're kind of easy. We'll see. I'm gonna start with you, Vic, for number 1. He's your longtime punter, Jake Bailey.
Oh,
Where did he go to college? You guys drafted him in the 5th round. Where did he go to college? You guys drafted him. Funny enough, you guys drafted a punter in the 5th round. That is fantastic. All right. Where did he go to college?
Better than the Bucks in the 2nd round.
Yeah. But also, like, what?
Yeah.
You give me a 5th round punter? That's what you're going to give me to
Hey.
Didn't he go? I don't know. Let's say let's go somewhere. I don't know. I'm just gonna say California. Cal.
You're close. Stanford.
You're
Close. Smart guy. He's from Stanford. All right. Number 1 for you, A-Rod. Mekhi Becton.
Mekhi Becton, he went to Louisville, didn't he?
There you go. A-Rod's back on this game. It's 1-0. A-Rod.
Good one.
All right. Number 2, Vic.
Yeah.
Kyle Duggar.
The fuck is Kyle Duggar?
TCU?
No,
he went to Lenore Rhymes.
What? What the?
What? School? That was a country singer.
Number 2 for you, A-Rod. Ashton Davis, who's very similar to Kyle Duggar.
A-Rod's Googling right now. That's why he's
No, I'm not.
I can see through your Ben Simmons glasses. Don't worry.
Hands here. Don't worry. Hands here. Can I get 2 guesses?
No.
Cal.
Yes, he went to Cal.
Okay, my other one's gonna be Virginia Tech.
Look at this. 2-0. Come on, Vic.
Lenore Douglas or something like that, like a jazz singer from the 90s. I don't know.
All right, number 3. He's probably your longest tenured Patriot, Matthew Slater. Come on.
Starter? Can you give me something? Slater.
Like Old Dominion or something like that.
It's got to be D2. It's got to be D2. I'm going to go. Oh, man. I'm going to go Marshall.
Wrong. He went to UCLA. Matthew Slater went to the University of California in Los Angeles.
Okay. All right.
All right. And then the last one for you right now, Mr. A-Rod. Oh, wait, before we get to the legendary player, to me, quote unquote, Bryce Hall.
Me? Bryce Hall?
You. Bryce Hall. He's your cornerback, if I'm not mistaken.
Corner?
Yes. Bryce Hall.
Virginia Tech?
Oh, close. Virginia.
I knew it was one of them. Him and the other guy get mixed up.
You were A-Rod, you knocked it out the park with the current players. Now let's go to your legendary.
They suck. That's why I know where they came from, and they suck.
All right, I wouldn't call these players necessarily legendary. There's players that I just appreciated during their time on these teams. They were drafted.
Or at least
yours is going to be a very special player for you guys, Deion Branch.
He went to Deion. He went to shit, I know this. Deion went to Florida, right?
He did not go to Florida. He went to Louisville, University of Louisville.
I knew that too.
God, Vic, 0 for 4. This is bad. A-Rod, I love this guy, okay? Nick Mangold.
The Ohio State University.
He sure did. A-Rod knows his team, Vic. And once again, where did he go to college? A-Rod has mastered another one. It's football. Fantastic.
He went to college at Michigan. And Damian Harris went to Alabama.
I was going to ask you those, but they're too easy. I'm like, not guys you just drafted. Jeez.
Rob Gronkowski went to Arizona.
For what it's worth, Vic, all the players he asked me were like drafted in the 4th and 5th round. So I watched draft day that day and was screaming. I was like, who is this guy? Who is this guy?
Oh, man.
Kyle Duggar is a good player, though.
No, Kyle Duggar's solid, yeah. But I thought he went somewhere big. Why does that name sound so familiar?
Did he go to Leanne Rhymes? Where'd he go?
He went to Lenore Rhyne.
Oh, geez.
Lenore Rhyne. He never went to anywhere bigger than that. He went to Whitewater High School and Lenore Rhyne University.
He has a brother or something then that went somewhere.
It's possible. It's possible.
Ooh.
Oh, all right. That's the show. Glad I have some football knowledge in me about where they go to college, so that's good. Vic, once again, always appreciate the better half of Townie Sports on here. Sammy, I wish you could have been up here, but keep doing your thing, Sammy. I know you broke fast, obviously by now, but keep pushing through. Floor is yours, Vic. Take it away. Let them know where they can find you. Say all your sweet stuff.
So appreciate you guys having me on as always. It's always a blast. I could again talk for hours and hours and hours. I apologize for going on my tangents, but thank you again for having me back. I'm half of Townie Sports. Go Sammy. We are on right now every other Tuesday on YouTube. That's Townie_sports on Instagram. And on YouTube, just Townie Sports. We'll get you there. So yeah, that's all I got.
You make sure you guys like and subscribe, Townie Sports, all of that, and the Fair Weather Podcast. Smash the likes and subscribes, because if you like us, we like you, right? So if you like us, just hit a little click button, little click button, link in bio, all that stuff that people say.
We're doing free. We're doing this for free and likes.
We're doing this. We're doing this because we love you guys.
We're giving you,
and we love sports, and we love to be seen and heard.
Love always. So. Love always. That's what LA stands for.
No,
always.
Before we go, I've had my screen like minimized in the corner this entire time, like my Zoom screen.
Yeah.
And I just expanded it to full screen. Dude, A-Rod, did you steal those glasses from Ben Simmons?
You sure
did.
That
was the whole point.
That's so good.
You sure did.
That fit is perfect. Oh my God.
That's awesome. A-Rod was on point today with this one. I was like, okay. I'm like,
I was gonna put jacket and everything.
When the Zoom first opened, I was like, who the hell is this guy on the screen? I was confused at first.
I was like, okay, and I put up in the corner.
I sent the Zoom to the wrong person. I was confused.
Oh God,
that's impression.
Well done.
And me, I'm in Las Vegas because I wish I was there for the draft. That'd have been fun. I'm gonna start gambling some more again, so I'm gonna need to listen to Townie Sports a little bit more so I can get the proper details.
All right. As for us, you can find us on Twitter at fair_weather_pod, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Just search the Fair Weather Podcast. Same thing wherever you listen to subscribe to podcasts, the Fair Weather Podcast. You can listen to the audio there. Draft is tomorrow. KK, what are we doing? We're still doing what we talked about?
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna see some blind goats. So if anybody's in town when it comes to blind goat, let's talk sports. I might bring my microphone with me. Who knows?
Link up. We might fuck around and go live. You never know, man.
We might go live.
I do live. It's a scary place, but it's fun.
I love being live. I used to do radio live back at USF Go Bulls. So yeah, I like to be seen and heard. All right, y'all.
All right, guys. Thanks for having me again. Take care. Bye.